And welcome everybody, it is the Essence, and today I'm going to be doing another scouting breakdown, this time on Bruce Branch III. So I would say he is damn near my number one prospect in the 2026 high school class, aka the 2027 NBA draft class, and I have a lot of things that I really like about Bruce Branch's game. He's extremely athletic, great length, great touch, really nice jumper, good ball handler, really good defender. He can do about anything on the court, and I've definitely watched him play many a game so far this season, and I've been pretty impressed about every time. I do have a couple of issues with his game. He's a high schooler. He also reclassed up to the class of 2026, so he is very young. So obviously he's going to have some issues, some things that need to be worked on, and I will get to them. But overall, Bruce Branch looks like he could be BYU's next star and another top pick that they produce. He is very good, and let's get right into the breakdown. This first clip is actually pretty much going to show you everything that Bruce Branch offers on the court. And that first thing that he offers is burst and speed and bend. You see, he's getting the pass skipped to him over here in the corner right here, and he's going to blow by this defender and tightrope the sideline. Look at that bend. His ability to get around people is truly special, because when you're watching that clip, there's no way he attacks this closeout and gets around this guy, but he just does. And he creates an advantage, dimes up his teammate right there. They end up missing the layup, but it doesn't matter because Bruce Branch is going to go and get back on defense right here. Look at this speed he shows off here. Gets all the way over, bothers that opponent, ends up being a turnover. Now they're on the fast break. He fills his lane properly, gets the ball, step back three, and you already know that's green. He's got a nice jumper right there. So already so many great things in one clip from Bruce Branch, showing that versatility. This is probably my favorite thing, like I said earlier, just his ability to attack this closeout and get by this defender. I would like if he kind of went up here. Go for a floater or something. Go up strong. I would have challenged this rim protector, even though number 42 has very high vert. I forget what his name is, but he really does get up. But you can see already the advantage creation that Bruce Branch can bring to a team. Just getting by that guy is super impressive right there. And then everything else about this play is also extremely impressive. Like I said, the speed right here. He is at the half-court line. This guy is sprinting down the court. He's backpedaling. The moment the ball gets swung, he teleports over there and bothers him. And then fills his lane, gets the step back three. What else could you ask for, in an NBA prospect other than everything that he just showed you? And then we're going to get into more stuff about how great of a shooter Bruce Branch is. Watch him flash the middle in this zone, pull up, hit a little turnaround right there. He has really nice and soft touch, like smooth, buttery jumper. Really do buy him as a shooter as he progresses. I do think shooting is going to be a strong suit of his. And you can see him again. This is the same game, same zone. He can use that shooting to his advantage to get downhill. He's going to pump fake right here, hop step, take the contact, get an and one goaltend right there on that play. I will say Bruce Branch is not the best driver. He usually has to use, that shooting threat to get a little bit of space so that he can explode downhill. I don't know if it's just like a disposition issue, but a lot of the time when I watch Bruce Branch, he just doesn't attack downhill. He's not super aggressive, and it maybe because he was playing for Prolific Prep and he had, Nasir Anderson and Caleb Holt on his team. He kind of had to defer to them. But I will say, I want to see more clips like this and like the first clip that I showed you where he, burned that guy on the baseline and got to the rim. He didn't even go up in that one clip, which is showing, again, the assertiveness can be weird at times with him. But this is something that he does offer, to use that jumper to get to the rim and take contact, finish through contact like he did right there with the and one. And what allows him to get downhill most of the time is his shooting. This guy is an elite shooter. I will say the floater is another thing that he goes to, as you can see in this clip. And this is also caused by his shooting. He gets a hard closeout from this defender, burns him, gets to the rim. Nice high arcing floater right there. Again, showing his touch. In this next clip, we're going to see how vertically explosive Bruce Branch is. He's going to get this pass on this cut right here and just explode on this defender from basically vert. Like, this is all vert. This is just straight vert, explodes on that defender through contact. So that shows you how athletic Bruce Branch is. This dude is extremely explosive and fast, jumps high as hell, get off the floor in a moment's notice. So that's why I kind of want him to be more of an aggressive driver, because at the moment it's not really something he's done or does. I've shown you the clips of him burning people and exploding on the rim like I just did, and it is something that he just doesn't really flash all that often. So I would like that to, improve once he goes to BYU. I would like him to get downhill more, take those chances, call his own number more, because he really does need to. And it's not like he has assertiveness problems. It really just comes down to driving to the rim. Like, he'd rather shoot. It seems a lot of the time than go to the rim, make a play with his athleticism. But I do think that is something that will be remedied over time. Also, I do think on prolific prep, it just wasn't really his role to get downhill. You know what I mean? But next thing we're going to get into is how good of a shooter Bruce Branch is, and he is an elite shooter, as I've touched on. The touch is absolutely delicate. His high arc is very, very good sign, and as you can see, all of these jumpers are just absolute butter. Like, he just doesn't, when he misses it, he does have some bad clanks, I will say, but when he's hitting shots, that you're barely seeing the net move. Like, this guy is an absolutely elite shooter, and I think that's what really made him take the huge jump that he did. I don't know if you know about Bruce Branch, you know that he was like a completely unknown recruit only like a year ago, and then he shot all the way up to the top of the 2026 rankings, 2027 rankings, and then he reclassed. And I think his ability to show off this shooting is really what caused that jump, because I don't know, before how athletic and how gifted he is, how much size he provides, I was really surprised when I heard that he was a guy that kind of just jumped up out of nowhere. But I do really think it was the shooting that developed for him and then made him the elite player that he is now in high school. And one thing I love about Bruce Branch's game is that he knows how to use his body. He is very big. I don't know what his exact measurements are, but I'd say he's about 6'6", 6'7". And he is great at using his body to create space and get angles, in the mid-range or just in general. You see here posting up against Joe Feinlon, who is about the same size as him or even taller, and he goes to work in the post right here, bumps him, gets to the spin back fade. He has the mid-range bag again right here in the post, hop step to the middle of the court, nice one-hand floater. And this is a clip that I really loved from Bruce Branch in this game right here, where he's posting up this smaller defender, seals him right here to the basket, and gets a wide open layup. A lot of guards who are like, have that size. Well, he's kind of a wing, but you know what I mean. He's like a tweener guard wing. They don't use that size enough. They'll get a mismatch and float out to the perimeter. Try to ISO. Try to do something else. Post up. Do what Bruce Branch does. Post up. Bruce Branch will post up and just make easy work of a defender. Like, why are you making it harder for yourself? I love that about Bruce Branch. He does not make it hard for himself. As you saw right there, he sees the mismatch, uses his size, gets a bucket. It really is that simple. And another thing he is great at using his size for is rebounding. You see right here, missed shot. He, taps the ball up, endless activity, gets the ball, one dribble, ends up drawing a foul right there with a really nice little shovel pass on the baseline after he secures this rebound. And I do think rebounding is a skill that he will absolutely provide as he moves up. He's a really good offensive rebounder. I will say, through watching his games, he tends to not block out on defensive rebounds, and that has led to troubles for him. I've seen him just let up a bunch of offensive rebounds, and they're pretty obviously his fault. Like, he's just not looking out to his man or, finding a body and stopping someone from running to the rim. So I will say defensive rebounding is something that needs to be worked on for him. But offensive rebounding, I mean, he really is very impactful at that because of, the length, the athleticism, obvious indicators such as that. And he is pretty strong. Next, we're going to get into passing. You've seen a little bit of it before with Bruce Branch in the other clips that I've shown, but he is a very high fuel passer. He throws great passes. He makes quick reads. It's one of my favorite things about him. This right here, this is a really nice one-hand lob, super contested. It's an and one lob. Like, he has to put this where only his man can get it, and he puts it in the perfect spot. And that is something I notice a lot through Bruce Branch's game, is just his pass accuracy is really elite, and he makes these reads and can make them happen with one hand. And it is just extremely impressive and bodes well for his future. Maybe he could be an advantage creator someday. I mean, I will get to some stuff soon that kind of goes against him ever being like a primary initiator, because I don't know, he's just not really a guy that you want running your offense. But passing is absolutely something that he provides. Like, look at this. They're in a zone right here. This guy's open on the baseline. I know you can't really see in this clip because it goes really fast, but Bruce Branch just gets the ball when this, play starts, and he whips this to the center down here, gets an open dunk for him. He makes that read in a split second. Like, this defender clears up onto the corner right here, and the moment Bruce Branch gets the ball, he finds this guy. Really high feel is how I would describe Bruce Branch as a passer. But we're about to get into this clip. This is why I don't really think he'll be a primary initiator or, somebody like that who runs your offense. He's more of a scoring guard, which is another reason that the downhill aggression needs to go up for him, because there's a decent amount of clips I saw like this where he brings the ball up the court. They have him run the offense. Just really bad telegraphed pass right there that leads to a turnover. Like, what are you doing, man? This is a pretty common occurrence for him too. Turnovers are he throws some very risky passes. He is just not an initiator. That's something he definitely has to work on. He's a great passer, but him running the offense is just not, his strong suit. He's not really going to be your primary playmaker at all, and that clip kind of shows that. There's also some other examples that I watched when I went through his film. And then this is another thing that I love about Bruce Branch. I think I already touched on it. Great defender. Absolutely elite defender. Watch these guys coming up on the fast break. Bruce Branch gets over in position. This dude is sprinting. Bruce Branch is basically flat-footed and completely shuts off this drive with his length and footwork. And this possession ends up being a turnover because of Bruce Branch. Like, this, almost any other defender in high school in this situation, this is going to be like an and one layup for this guy right here. But Bruce Branch just shuts off the rim with his length and footwork. Just gets in that guy's way, makes him uncomfortable, ends up being a turnover. This is another great clip right here. This is Dakari Spear. He's going to be going to Texas Tech next year, and he is a bucket. And watch Bruce Branch just move his feet. Constant activity, using that length. Completely locks him down. That is an absolutely elite defensive rep. Like, this is like teach tape right here. You should show this to anyone, on how to play defense, primary, as the primary defender. Like, Bruce Branch is extremely skilled and toolsy when it comes to locking down one-on-one. I would say his one-on-one, on-ball defense is definitely more of his strength defensively. I would say as a help defender, he can get caught ball watching. He can be a little stupid at times, a little over-aggressive in the gaps, even though he does make plays in the gaps, I would say, pretty often. But this is where Bruce Branch is at his best defensively, just, getting the matched up on the other team's best player and just completely shutting them down. So, yeah, I really do think Bruce Branch is just super versatile and skilled. I think he could be an elite shot creator someday, and he reclassed too. He's going to be super young in college next year, and we are just beginning to see how great Bruce Branch can be. Like I said, this dude kind of came out of nowhere, so I have very high belief in Bruce Branch. Like, right now, I'd have him in my top 3 to my top 5 in this 2026 high school class or the 2027 NBA draft class at the moment, how it's looking. But those are my thoughts on Bruce Branch. I think this guy is an elite on-ball defender, super athletic, great length, smooth, buttery jumper, high field passer. I mean, what else do you want from a young high school prospect? Bruce Branch III, he's the truth. I really do like this guy a lot, and I think he'll absolutely kill it next year at BYU in their pro system, and I hope they hand him the ball and tell him, yo, go score. Because I want to see him in a primary role just getting buckets, okay? I'm tired of watching him have to defer to these other guards and play off the ball. I really want to see what Bruce Branch does next year at BYU if they really give him the reins, and I hope they do. I hope Kevin Young does that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know of any other prospects you want me to cover. I'm doing the 2026 high school class mostly right now, but I don't mind covering some college basketball guys. The draft's coming up pretty soon, 2 months or so. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a great day.